Well, here's another one. It's called Turbo Overkill. It is another game where you shoot. The retro FPS genre is booming. There must be a market for this. I mean, I'm in the market for this. And it just plain looks cool. So, I meant to check the demo of this out last time they had, like, that Steam Festival thing, whatever it's called, Next Fest. And, it was too late. So I'm going to do the regular Joe difficulty, just because I'm playing 1,000 games, and I don't want to bash my head against the wall with another first-person shooter. So not only does this look familiar, it sounds a little bit familiar.
We have arrived at paradise.
Just take a shot. Take a shot now. Drink a whole bottle.
The Sin virus is rapidly expanding its reach into the city. Your assigned contract: purge the virus at any cost. Good hunting, sir.
Of course. This one won't get me a Twitch ban, I'm assuming. It's a first-party title. I only saw a silhouette. Oh boy. So, yeah, musically, the synths seem to be the exact synths from the movie. I'm gonna say it. Knife Walker. Left control to slide. So I've heard good things about this game too. And yeah, it so far I've already glitched the game. It took me all of 2 minutes. Cassette tape. Ah yes, ancient future technology. So I'm just kind of enjoying the environments. But yes, there's a dash. I played recently Nightmare Reaper. I also played the other game with the shoot. What was the other game with the shoot? This is Turbo Overkill. The other one was... I mean, I played a couple. There was the one that was Lovecraftian. There was, the name of the game, of course, I remembered it. It's called Ultrakill. Not to be confused with Turbo Overkill, which is the name of this game. Very, very different games and titles. Even if they do look quite similar. So you can use your chainsaw foot to destroy enemies by sliding into them. Noted! I don't know how much of a bitrate killer this game is going to be, but I am pre-recording, so there's a chance it'll be okay. The faster you slide, the more damage you inflict. Amazing. Just more ridiculous ways to destroy enemies. Each and every one of these fucking games has something ridiculous like this. This one has the future noir cyberpunk Blade Runner thing that I enjoy so much. And again, I don't even like... Cyberpunk is not my go-to genre and has never really traditionally been. It's only a couple things. Like, the cyberpunk that most people, you know, think when they think cyberpunk is not typically the stuff I grew up with. And I was kind of a latecomer to Blade Runner because the final cut came out in 2007, and that's the first one I saw. Okay, so we got arenas. The effect that Doom 2016 had on the first-person shooter genre cannot be overstated. I wonder if you can increase the difficulty mid-game. FPS limit. You know what? I'm gonna limit it. That would probably be wise. Like a Tony Hawk environment. Honky honk. Dead Fury. Total Chaos. Below the Stone. Monster Bash. Oh, these are amazing. Secret Agent. Raptor. Fall of the Shadows. So there's... It's a familiar sound. There doesn't appear to be reloading in this game.
Is located in the basement of the facility.
You dare stand before me. You, merely flesh and blood. I am sin. I see all. I am everywhere.
Alright. Alright, we got a Big Brother thing going on here. Eye of Sauron. Oh, this is interesting. Now this reminds me of the game Observer that I played, which is also fucking awesome. Very, very, very different type of game, but Rutger Hauer is the main star of it. And, rest in peace, Rutger. But man, I really enjoy the crusty visual style of this game. Listen, I'm a sucker for this kind of shit. Love it. Love the lighting, love the pixels, don't love the vat of acid. What are you gonna get inside the vat of acid? Ah! Instant click off of the video. I understand. Whatever chat members had to leave the video after that, I get it. Armor. So yeah, classic through and through. You got the Doom, Quake tropes of armor and, you know, health pickups. Some of the more recent FPS mobility options. It's corny, it's campy, it knows what it is. And, of course, it looks like Blade Runner. I already really like this game. Though I wonder if I chose a difficulty that is a little too easy. And I'm upset. Huh? I can see inside of my character's skull. No, sadly not. Press E at a vendor to purchase items or upgrades as a gun shop. You can use these upgrades to upgrade your weapons and buy ammo. Little Bioshock-ish. Free upgrade. I am a sucker for that kind of shit.
Hello, Johnny? We need this virus dealt with ASAP.
Wait, Johnny?
Terratech stocks are plummeting. We can't pay you if we're bankrupt.
There's augments. Of course there is, because there's a chainsaw leg. Wow, it's better than Cyberpunk 2077 already. Its scope is a lot smaller. You can purchase some stuff here. On Chainsaw Kill, gain 3 HP. I have no money, but at some point I'm assuming we will earn the cash. Give me the cash. New Barry season, the show Barry, Bill Hader. I really like the first 2 seasons. New episode for the new season. It's like season 3. It's really good. If you haven't seen the show, I think it's probably one of my favorite shows on TV airing at the moment. So, I don't say that lightly. I'm not like a huge TV buff, and I don't watch everything. But I definitely enjoy this show quite a bit. Certainly a suspicious-looking house. Just here for no good reason. Oh, you can kind of swim. I thought for sure that would be like insta-death. It's not. I understand that me playing games like this can be tough to follow. I know that some people watch this shit for background noise. If so, what up? But if you're actually actively trying to pay attention to this, that's the sentence. First-person shooters that move this quickly can be tough to follow. Totally get it. I don't know if I'd be able to watch someone else play this, but if you're able to do so, that is good. I'm gonna have to do like a boomer shooter ranking at some point, like of all the ones I've played, and some that have not released yet, like stuff like Wrath, Dusk. You know, Overkill, this, Nightmare Reaper, etc., etc. There's just so many. Good weapon. Key required. I mean, I'm almost lost all my health here. So maybe the difficulty's okay. Maybe it's just early on, you know? Maybe it's a tough game and it's just really early. Maybe if you use summons, you cheat not only the game, but yourself, your neighbor, your father, your mother, the family dog. You cheat Mr. Rogers, Bill Nye the Science Guy for some reason. Everybody that you once thought was cool, you have ruined their perception of you. Oh, I need a key for that. Okay, let's get a key. That's the official cyberpunk rhythm. Da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da. I do like the music. Now here's the thing about this game, if I'm not mistaken, this is made by the people who did, like, Duke Nukem. In name, probably in name only. I think it's Apogee. They were at PAX. Apogee? Apogee. Wow, that's an amazing way to say that. Let's see. So Apogee, the way they're it's a publisher. The way they're advertising this game is first person shooter they've done in years. They published Duke Nukem, Commander Keen, Pharaoh's Tomb, stuff like that. Wolfenstein 3D. So again, is it the same company? I don't know. However, game is pretty good. I'm gonna say, so far, I'm pretty impressed by the quality of this game, and by the retro FPS revival in general. I'm sure there's lots of, like, poop, but the ones I've played have been worthwhile and insane experiences, generally speaking. And that's the kind of shit you should lean into if you're gonna make a game like this. Just go over the top. Why not? Gene Machine. The Dreeb Machine. Gain 3 armor on chainsaw damage.
I have located another biocore in the vicinity. Once you have purged it, I will come pick you up.
The biocores are Sin's connection to the physical world. We originally used them to speed up the augmentation process. Now, Sin is using them to pump out whatever
Some great voice acting you got there.
Your arsenal can use with a tube.
I love it. Oh, I love it. It's great.
Guns, guns, guns! Your arsenal can use
Slower
with a tube,
fire rate, but
buddy.
far more damage.
Oh, pal.
I have no money for that. Wow.
Hey, pal.
See, now I'm at a point where I have to decide which games I want to play for fun. Because I've checked out a bunch of these, and I finished Ultrakill. I finished that one. Then there's the Nightmare Reaper game, which I want to play more of. And then there's this. I feel like there's a couple more, too. There's that Lovecraftian one, which I don't think I finished. I don't think it's finished. I think there's probably more of that game releasing soon. Oh my god. I mean, I could just do that. That solves the problem. Oh, that's beans. You know, this would probably be a good time to impart a lesson. Here's a lesson I've learned. I'm gonna tell you this lesson during a game that has a chainsaw leg. You can tell the good people in your life if they're actually happy for you when good things happen to you. That is my lesson for you, Kimosabe. If they ain't, then they ain't. And that concludes the lesson. Anyway, as I was saying, it would be cool if there was a chainsaw on this dude's penis as well. I think that would be, like, Mondo cool.
Guns, guns, guns! No refund!
Singular Uzi time. Now, is this out of bounds, or is this just a secret? Nope, this is not anything, as far as I can tell. Very satisfying explosion of meat. Yeah, a little meat explosion will definitely do you some good in life. It's the mark of a chunky first-person shooter is when you have a meat explosion. Alright, where am I going? What am I doing? I don't know. I'm stuck. Oh, back here again. Great. You know, I was pretty sure I wouldn't get lost. Oh, here it is. Oh, boy. Looks like money drops are pretty sparse. Like, you get kind of lucky when an enemy explodes into coins. Took long enough to find. Oh shit, it's the pulp grinder. I kind of thought that was a mini boss. I think that's just a regular enemy. chainsaw leg mechanic being the main mechanic of this game, they did it justice. I will say it is very fun. Yep, regular enemy confirmed. So are those tentacles coming from the water? Why wouldn't there be tentacles coming from the water? Never mind, the dumb question.
Guns, guns, guns!
I mean, this is the spinner from Blade Runner. Amazing. I love the chunky pixels and lighting. I think, to me, this is a good way to do low budget or lower budget FPS or just video game graphics in general. If you want to go for a little bit of that nostalgic feel and yet still have it look nice, this, to me, works really, really well. There's enough detail where I don't feel like the graphics are, like, lacking. But it's not so crazy that you can see the budget ballooning to crazy amounts, and you can also parse what's happening in the environment. Proteus is another one. Proteus pretty much does this, except it goes even, like, further with the way the enemies and weapons are animated. It's really cool. I do like the customization options of this game. They're light, but they're enough to keep you interested and waiting to see what you unlock next. Proteus is cool as fuck and one of the best of this genre, but I found myself getting a little bit, not bored, because you do not get bored in that game, but I guess having a little bit of progression on your character just adds a little bit of that extra spice. The spice melange, you know? Just a little bit. Bruh. Good advertisement. I'll take 4. What is it about holographic trees? Holographic neon trees that just screams future. Almost sounds like the Smash Brothers music. Let me in. Fuck do I open that? I want that weapon. Oh. Well, yeah, of course. This has bullet instead of just laser. I guess they're laser bullets, because they have a tint of blue to them. It's a cool health amount I have there. Damn it. Oh god. Oh! Oh Jesus. Well, I can confirm that the game is still pretty challenging, even on the most normal of difficulties. Oh, that's dumb of me. Wow. Sometimes it is nice to play a game where you don't have to worry about shooting. Like that dude with the flamethrower reminds me of some of the games like The Division and other such cover-based shooters where you have to aim for the specific spots. Which is cool. I mean, a lot of games do that. I like those games too. But I'm glad there are more options. This is a thing I've discussed in many, many other videos and live streams about the first-person shooter, you know, what's popular in the genre. And at the moment, it seems like a whole variety of things are popular. but less so the stuff that was like mainly popular a couple years ago, which is to say the very specific cover-based shooter where you have to aim down the iron sights and advance slowly while your team advances. Oh, another new weapon. They're just giving the weapons up. Amazing. Sticky grenades. This one's got a devastating flamethrower.
Oh, man.
The devastating dung eater. Dung thrower. Trepidatious turd. Something. I guess burglar is fine in this case, sure. I want to bring back turd burglar. What the fuck? Sure, why not? Why not while running? Do all of it.
Have me believe Sin's central database is located off-world, on the orbital station of Vector 4, the location of Terratech's HQ.
Hey, yo, you stay out of my HQ! The central database here is worth trillions! Destroying it would be the nuclear option! And I ain't paying you to break my toys! My goons will take care of things topside. You deal with the shitstorm in paradise.
And there we are. Augment acquired a good old thumping. Good old... You know, when we was having in the Beatles, we were having thumps. Just a little thump here and there. Ring said, you know, let's have a thump tonight. I said, yeah. We thumped each other's hogs. That's how we got the bacon, mate. That's how you proverbially bring home the bacon. Paul, what the fuck are you talking about? Explosive damage to enemies when landing on the ground from height. the fearsome, fecal fornicator. I'm still doing this. It's been months since Elden Ring came out. I'm still doing these awful dung eater bits. Wonder if I can get into that cool club now. And I don't quite know where I'm going, but it's okay, right? Very beginning of the fucking level. One would assume that wall running has some utility for what I have to do next. Shit. I mean, I was just over here, so what? Oh god, Vinny's lost in his boomer FPS games again. So this is where there was like a beacon, like a marker over here. I don't know. I do not know. Looking for any instance of a wall running platform. That's my next goal. Okay. Nope. Is there a button? No. Alright everybody, well you just have to watch me continue to get lost. Increases chainsaw leg damage. Chainsaw kills gain HP. Ability to jump off walls, I like that one. Going in circles, lost in thought. Confused. Back at the beginning of the level. Wow. Really, really cool. Now, is this my fault, or is the level in need of a little bit of, you know, guidance of some kind? Just like a pointer or something to make a little bit more obvious where the fuck to go? I don't have the answer to that because I'm not the smartest tool in the shed. I just don't know. Oh, those are the wall running platforms. Just look like LEDs to me. I mean, granted, there was a little tutorial that showed me exactly what they look like, but it still did not compute. We're making progress. The subway hell. I believe the mole man lives here. So that gets you back up. Whoa, what the fuck? I don't know what happened. How did I die? I just, like, pulped myself. I don't know how. You know, we would have a good pulp from time to time, me and John and George and Ring. I mean, that could have been a glitch. Or I just got down from 100 health to like 0 instantly, which is possible, I guess. Is it just me or some of these enemies dressed like Terry Bogard? I have to say, I kind of love Japanese perception of, like, American things. Like, super American things. How many instances of my... this is good. Alright. So, sorry. I was just checking to see if my audio was stupid. It happens sometimes. But, like, the Japanese idea of, like, macho American... just, like, super American things always is very enjoyable. I feel Terry Bogard is one of those things. I could be wrong. What are these things, though? Seriously.
Yeah, walk into it. Yeah.
This game is very, very fun.
Flesh and machine, united at last. Expand, expand, expand. We will expand until all is consumed.
Expand dong.
Until there is nothing left to gain. Until we are one.
I love cryptic bullshit. Was that the middle finger? Yes, it was. The only true universal language. Hey, oh, go fuck yourself. The New York language. Even the pistol has its uses. Wow, double shotgun with with the spread reduced. Sawed-off shotgun that fires perfectly straight. That is unbelievably good. Kind of want to know what that's like with this, but I don't have... Oh, now I have some ammo for it. Good, good. Oh man, alright. Broken. It's broken. That was a long level. Now arriving. Open season! Yep. 2049, anyone?
Now arriving at N53, the Central District of Paradise. Would you like me to activate the machine guns? Nicely done, sir. I will come pick you up as soon as the job is done.
Janky animation. Not too janky, it's quaint. That was amazing. Ooh! Okay. Those fucking explosive barrels have range and power. Save up some cash. Looks cool as fuck. The whole game is just eye candy. Pulp candy. I understand now. It gave me, like, so the game does probably have. It had some focus testing probably, and it was like, don't know where to go. All right, fine. We'll just add like a little UI element to show that the wall running is what to do next. Because it might be easy to forget.
For the tune-up, buddy. No refund.
Might be a little easy to forget that you can do that on
The
certain
virus
surfaces.
is located in the central bank. However, there is no access to it until the district's lockdown is lifted.
Cool 3D
The
fire.
console is located in the nearby police precinct. Heavy droid security is expected. Maybe our off-world friend can pull some strings?
There's a qualified killing machine. I think you can handle it.
F-bomb. Cluster bombs explode from micro-missile detonation. Interesting. Shit. Uno momento, please. That door looks openable. Like there may be a switch somewhere to open it. Fuck. I did it again. Was worth coming back for.
Use with a tune.
Really utilized that double kick drum. Like, really get in there. Bruh. I have killed them with fire. Oh, okay. Wow!
Don't be shy.
Just blew that fucking thing up.
Don't be shy. Hooey, you're awesome.
Can't upgrade that yet. A new life awaits off-world. Krelm toothpaste. There's not a ton of arenas in this. Like Shadow Warrior 3, which was just arena and then platforming, arena, platforming. Which I don't mind. Doom Eternal did it well, it just felt in Shadow Warrior 3 like I had no... Weirdly, I love this genre, but I had no desire to come back to that game. And I did think it was a good game overall. And I don't think it was the arena stuff that killed it for me. I think it was probably like a couple different things. But, you know, the arena stuff definitely didn't help. Because it just got to the point where I was overwhelmed with, okay, here's a different room to do the same fight in with a couple different enemy composition variations. And then it turned into kind of predictable. Somewhat predictable stuff. I don't know, but it was still a pretty good game. From what I understand, I got halfway through it in one stream or one video. So there's that. And then Elden Ring came out. And as we all know, that changed everything. Suddenly my life changed in oh so many ways. And I needed to play Elden Ring. Oh, that's where that was.
Sir, new problem. Since tethers have clogged the door to the bank, you will need to manually destroy the tethers. Sending you the coordinates now.
Good. My name is Jean-Baptiste Emmanuel Zorg. Oh, okay, that's just a... That's not a weapon, that's just an upgrade for your, like, body. It's an augment, dog. It's a dogment. I will have to fight that mech at some point. Key around here somewhere. And there's the mech that I knew I had to fight. If I went back to play Doom Eternal DLC Part 2, I would be so fucking miserable at it. So many enemies in that game require very specific weapons. Otherwise, you're gonna just suck, and I don't remember the combinations. It's unfortunate, but I think, you know, I'd have to, like, lower the difficulty if I played that. Instantly collect Zen when the enemy drops it. Zenny. Zedeni. Oh, man. Oh, the little middle finger right after you shoot the rockets is a really nice touch. Fuck. Oh, it's like a holodeck. Oh, right, okay. Rockin' a quacks. Of course, it's Vaporwave. It always is Vaporwave. I just let that happen, essentially. Well, shit. Who would have known that staying in place when enemies shoot you would be a problem? I love that. We gotta save the city from the virus.
Nicely done, sir. One more tether to go.
I guess someone just wanted to live in Vaporwave. Which is why one of the holodecks, quote-unquote, is set up like that. At Quark's, it would just be sex. You know, there would be like Ferengi sex, Trill, Betazoid, Vulcan, Klingon. Andorian. Human sex? Hell no. Not in Star Trek holodeck. No way. Not a chance. You think Quark would allow such boring things to take place? No, they gotta be spicy. So let's see, we've got Blade Runner, we've got Star Trek. Is that Dopefish? Wow, I haven't seen a Dopefish reference in a long time. That's gonna go over a lot of people's heads these days. Cool posters. It's Green and Pissed, coming soon. Love bites.
We can now get inside the bank.
So where's that bank? Chainsaw. Faster dash recharge by 35% sounds cool.
Don't be shy.
wow, really? I got killed by the scrub enemies? There were a couple maps in the game Action Half-Life, I think it was Action Half-Life, that ended up having, like, extremely surreal environments. I don't know if anyone knows what I'm talking about, but they were, I forget who they were made by, but there was one that had, like, a floating, like, island in the middle of nowhere. And it's like, they were just deathmatch maps that you could play. And as you went on, if you found the secret, you get to this really bizarre location. I kind of want to see those again. If anyone knows what I'm talking about, please go to vinesauce.email and send a message. I think it was Action Half-Life. And I think there was a specific creator.
Upgrade now. No refund.
There we go. Oh, that scared me. That was legit fear you just heard in my voice. Came out of fucking nowhere. More? Oh, jeez. Oh, God. Oh, my. Oh, man. Oh, God. Oh, no, man. Man. weapons fire faster too. It's a shame that one enemy was there. Because that would have been, this would have been handy for this section. I did it. I still find the game kind of challenging on this difficulty. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. This is another fantastic game in this genre. I'm gonna stop playing it for now, but yeah, it's really cool. Big head mode, health goes down over time and is only replenished by killing. So there's game modifiers too. Every time you get 3 chips, you get a whole new thing. That is Turbo Overkill for now. I think I might play more of this because this game is fucking legit. I don't really know if there's anything I don't like about it. It's not the most original game. There's definitely some repetition, but that comes with the territory. And overall, it plays well, looks good, sounds pretty good. The shoot is good. I like it. That's Turbo Overkill. Anyway, not to be confused with Ultra Kill. Thank you for watching. And take care. See you soon with maybe more of this.